what do Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson have in common? They all follow this one really important rule that you can too. Here's something that's going to be really frustrating for you to hear. Statistically speaking, I'm probably more successful than you. I probably make more money than you. I probably have a higher net worth than you. I definitely have more businesses than you. I have more employees than you. And I promise you, I know with everything inside of me, not only am I not any smarter than you, I work less. And the less I work, the more money I make and the bigger impact I make. Hopefully I've pissed you off a little bit because that's going to galvanize you to action. And I want to talk to you right now about the biggest limitation in your business. And it is you. You are the bottleneck. So everything that you think you need more of, I need more systems, I need more leverage, I need more scale, I need more, no, you need less you. If everything in your business is flowing through you, you're always going to be the rate limiting step. I don't care how efficient you are. I don't care that you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you go to bed at midnight. It doesn't matter because no matter what, your business is going to grow to a point to where it finds its threshold. The limitation of capacity is you. I've always felt as a young man, entrepreneurship was like pulling a sled up a mountain and it's muddy and I'm slipping as I climb and it's raining and the sled I've got these straps that I'm just holding on to that are hooked up to the sled and they're digging into my shoulders and it's cutting into my skin and I'm bleeding. I'm pulling as hard as I can, as fast as I can. And there's things that need to be done while I'm pulling, which is the worst part. So I hire somebody and I hire somebody to do that thing. But hiring somebody feels like taking him and putting him on the sled. So now there's one more thing and then I need to pull and it's all on me. What's funny about it is, believe it or not, there's a whole new framework I'm going to introduce that's going to shock you to death. You can hire people who help you pull the sled. And when that happens, there's something about it that's amazing. It's paradigm shifting. It's world changing. When you're pulling this sled and you end up with someone who comes alongside you, grabs a strap and starts to pull too. And all of a sudden the load that you're carrying drops and the weight that you feel lifted it's immense. And as soon as that happens, you become addicted to the feeling. And the thing that really changed my life is when I found that I could find people that wouldn't just pull the sled with me, but would pull the sled faster than I would, faster than I could, and more effectively. And then my only job was to get out of their way. That's why I've been able to build 6 multi-million-dollar businesses. I have a whole portfolio of companies running right now that I'm not managing. There's no way that Elon Musk is running Tesla and SpaceX and the Boring Company and, right? Amazon has 130 different lines of business from AWS to e-com to merchant processing to probably taking over the world to data. You think Jeff Bezos is running those? Do you think he knows about all of them? Finding amazing people and putting them in a position to help pull for you is the trick to scale. It's the reason that when you run into people who are wealthy and more successful than you, but you feel like you're smarter than, that frustration that you feel is valid. The reason that you feel that frustration is actually counterintuitive. It's because you're trying to do all the things. The reason I've been able to be as successful as I have been is because I don't try to do it. I try to find the people that are going to do it for me. I built the #1 ranked Google Ads agency in the world. I've never run a Google campaign end to end in my life. I had the highest performing real estate investment campaign on the planet before I've ever invested in real estate or done lead generation by finding people that were good at both of those things. I own the largest community of Montessori schools in North America, and I'm not a trained Montessorian, nor do I own a Montessori school. It's because I find people that are stellar and I put them in the position of being stellar on my behalf. Here's what's amazing. 90% of people cannot be entrepreneurs. It's an epigenetic phenomenon. They're not built for it. Douglas Brackman wrote an entire book about it called Driven, and he talks about how 10% of the human population experiences dopamine upon the pursuit of a goal. 90% of the population experiences that same dopamine effect only upon the completion of the goal. The 90% are the employees. He calls it the farmer brain. It's the hunter brain versus the farmer brain. There's nothing wrong with this demographic, by the way. I'm not disparaging them. This isn't a pejorative. It's just the way that they're built. This is the group of people that are available to you to hire. And I'm here to tell you, they're amazing. But you have to get out of their way. Authorship creates ownership. Let them take control. Let them pull the sled. Stop trying to do everything yourself. Stop being the bottleneck. And if you don't know where to start, by the way, hire an executive assistant. The most important role I've ever hired for, the most important role I currently have is my executive assistant, because an executive assistant is really an incubator. It's a flywheel. And you'll notice this, all the successful people that you know in your life, one, have at least one assistant, probably multiple. And two, you'll notice that their assistants aren't getting them their coffee. They're running their business. One of my best friends, Calvin Corelli, the CEO of Simplero, his executive assistant, do you know what he calls her? His chief of staff. This isn't somebody sitting down doing data entry and rudimentary work. She's running his business. She is his second brain. That's what you want out of your executive assistant. And if you don't have an executive assistant, get one yesterday. Here's what's really interesting is you're training somebody to be the other you. How many times in your life have you said or heard other entrepreneurs say, gosh, if I could just clone myself? You can hire an executive assistant. Here's what's interesting. You're going to give this person 10 things to do. They're going to suck at 2 of them. They're going to do 6 of them well enough. Check the box. Good job. job, pat on the back, you're done. They're going to do 2 things better than any human you've ever experienced in your entire life. And what do we do as business owners? We are taught by the Harvard Business Review to go focus on the 2 things they suck at. And we're going to give them a performance improvement plan, and we're going to help them, take training and coaching, and they can follow and shadow Jerry, and we're going to get them there. How about we don't make them do those things, and we focus on the 2 things that they're amazing at, and that becomes their job. That's why the executive assistant role is an incubator. It's a flywheel. You just keep moving people in and out of it as you determine what is it they're great at. My first executive assistant became my director of social. My second executive assistant became my director of automations. My third executive assistant became my CTO, managed my entire 8-figure exit, and is now one of my best friends and my business partner in multiple endeavors. I could do very little without him. I'm so hyper dependent upon him. He's a miracle of a human being. He runs through walls. And I found him as my EA. My EA right now, Josefina, unbelievably adept human being. She anticipates my needs. She's in my inbox, she's in my Slack, she knows what's going on in my financial life, and she's helping to manage things. She's not just checking off boxes. You can find these people, they're available and accessible to you. And if you don't know how to find them, come hire one of mine. I have an entire agency, Pareto Talent, that does nothing but find, train, and place executive assistants. You don't have to hire through me, incidentally. These people are available to you too. But if you want the easy button, come give me money. Regardless, no matter what, you should always have at least one EA, and that EA should always be given work that's going to put them in a position of cloning you. So very often when people fail at utilizing the EA role, it's because they're delegating tasks and not projects. They're micromanaging. That's not delegation at all. You might as well sit there and do that yourself. If you're the puppet master can't be mad at the puppet for the puppet's performance when you're sitting there pulling all the strings. Let go of the sled. Let somebody else pull. Let somebody else do the work. You're probably gonna have to kiss some frogs, but when you find somebody that hits, my goodness, it's amazing. It's what empowers most serial entrepreneurs. It's what empowers most serial entrepreneurs to create multiple things. So if you're envious of that ability, it's because all I have is just a well of amazing talent. And I've cultivated the skill of finding and retaining, and most importantly, empowering that talent. People are miracles. They're miracles if you let them be. So I'd strongly encourage you to hire an executive assistant. I've written an entire book called Hire. You can have it for free. I give away quite literally everything, all the tricks of the trade, 20 years worth of knowledge and experience that I've generated on how to find amazing people and how to filter through, because it's like looking for a needle in a stack of needles. But if you don't have an EA, get one. If you have one, consider 2. I have an executive assistant that manages all my communication. I have an EA that manages all my new initiatives. I have a home helper who manages me at the house. It only makes me more productive. Think about what your hourly billable really is or should be. What are you worth as an entrepreneur? What is your time worth? Think about that time in terms of the leverage available to you upon an exit. Because if you're not building a business to exit, you should be. And if you're building your business to exit, then at an absolute minimum, your time is worth 6 to 8x whatever you think your billable is, right? Because that's how businesses are bought and sold, on a multiple. So the time that you're putting into your business is worth a multiple of what you bill out for, which means that if you don't have an EA, gosh, you're burning through really, really, really expensive time, because you're the bottleneck. You can't scale. You're the least scalable part of your business, and you really can clone yourself if you're willing to put the work in. I hope this is helpful. I'll see you in the next video.